Okay, this one actually our model DGDP, right? And here the GDP is the dependent variable, and here are all independent variables are here. And what is happening here? Sorry. So what I do, I just copy the whole things. I copy whole things, copy, and I go to quick estimate equation. Then I put everything here. So this one is the total model, and where the GP is the dependent variables, right? And and it is list square method, right? So I press OK. I press OK here. So this is the model. I can see from here, right? This is our model, and GDP is the dependent variable, right? And you know that C1 actually is the coefficient of the first co-integration model, and C2 is the coefficient of the second co-integration model until this, and C3 is the coefficient of the third co-integration model, and then C4 is the coefficient of DGDP1, C5 is the coefficient of DGDP2, and C4 is the constant of this model. So here, so we have 24 coefficient from C1 to C24. So C1, C2 until C24. We have C24 coefficient, and here it is the coefficient standard error. This divided by this, so I can get this t value, and here I can get the p value, the probability value, all are here, right? The probability value all are here. Example, this divided by this, so this divided by this, we can get this t value, and we can get also p value. Okay, so this is my model of 24 coefficient. So from here, what I shall be doing, I shall be keeping C1, C2, C3 because they are the error correction coefficient. So I shall be keeping these three, but I shall be dropping those variables which are insignificant and keeping those variables which are significant. So what I shall be doing here, I am telling again, I shall be keeping those variables which are significant, and I shall be dropping those variables which are insignificant. Then I shall run the model again. Okay, so C1, C2, C3 I shall be keeping. C4, no, the p value is 56.2%, meaning that more than 5%, meaning that C4 is not significant. So I shall be dropping this one. So I shall be dropping C4. Then C5, yes, it is not significant also. C6 not significant. C7 not significant. C8, yes, C8 the probability value is 7.79%. which is less than 10%. Okay, here we shall be choosing 10% level of significant, not 5%. Here our level of significance is 10%. So 7.79%. Okay, so this C8 is significant. Then C9 is significant. C10 is significant. So I shall be keeping C11 significant. I shall be keeping C12 significant. I shall be keeping C13 no. C14 no. C15 no. C16 no. But C17 yes significant. I shall be keeping C18 no. C19 yes significant. So I shall be keeping C19. C20 yes significant. C21 significant. C22 significant. C23 yes significant. C24 it is not significant. So I shall not be keeping C24. Okay. Okay. Now now uh, uh, now I shall be keeping those are significant, and I shall be dropping which are not significant. Okay, I go to quick estimate equation, right? So paste, right? The paste. So this is my original model. So from here I shall be dropping those are not significant, and I shall be keeping those are significant. Okay, so C1, C2, C3 I shall be keeping. Then C4 I shall be dropping. You see from here C4? Yeah. C4 I shall be dropping. I shall be dropping C4. I shall be dropping C5. I shall be dropping C6. I shall be dropping C7. Then I shall be dropping C8 I shall not drop because it was significant. C9 no, C9 was significant. C10 it was significant. C11 it is significant. C12 it is significant. But C13 is not. So I shall drop C13. I shall drop C13. Then I shall drop C14. Then I shall drop C15. Then I shall drop C16. Right? But C17 I shall be keeping. And C17 I shall be keeping, but C18 I shall be dropping because that is not significant. But C19 I shall be keeping. I shall be keeping C19. Then C20 I shall be keeping. C21 I shall be keeping. C22 I shall be keeping. C23 I shall be keeping, but drop C24, right? Okay, okay, okay. C24 is the constant, right? So I'll drop it because that was not significant. Okay, now I shall be adding some more variables, some more variables which have no lags, such as C24. So I shall be adding some more variables. D such as T such as I shall be dropping. First I add the dummy variable, right? First I add the dummy variable, right? and what is dummy? And if this dummy variable is significant, if this dummy variable is significant, meaning that financial crisis has an effect on the GDP. If this dummy variable is significant, then financial crisis has an effect on the GDP, meaning that financial crisis can affect our whole economic system. That is financial crisis can affect the whole economic system. So that is C24. I am adding some more variables. C25, right? C25 I am adding. First I add the first variable. I add it here. That is, I add it here DHI. Okay, DHI. Okay, what does mean by HI? HI means housing spending. Housing, HI means housing spending. So here I put D. What does mean by D? First difference of the housing investment. Why? Because because if I convert this variable into first difference, the variable becomes stationary. So that is why here I put DHI, so that variable becomes stationary. Because the time series model, that variable must be stationary. Only then we can run the time series model. So our model is a time series model, so the variable must be stationary. Okay, then I add some more variable, C26, right? C26 multiplied by so our next variable is HI. I have taken okay, it's 26 HI. We take cons, D cons, so that variable becomes stationary. Then I add the last variable, which is 27, right? Coefficient 27 star DLR, right? That we add. And finally I add the constant of this model. So this one is my model. That is the here what I have done here. Here I have taken only those variables which are significant, and also from C24 until C27 here I have added some more variables, and these variables have no lags. So dummy, I just double check the whole things, because if I do mistake, then it will be a problem. I double check again. C9, okay, C10, C11, C12, C17, C19, C20. Okay, double check here. Okay, C1, C2, C3. Okay, then C8, then C8, C9, C10, C11, C12, C17, C17, C19, C17, then C9, C17, C19, C20, C20, Okay, I'm sorry. C17, C17, C19, C20, C21, C21, C22, C23. Okay, C23 done. Then I add the dummy. C24, dummy. C25, the housing. C26, constant. Sorry, C26 is the consumption. C27 is the lending rate having no lag. Then C28. Okay, so this is my model from the and I can run the model. I just run it. I just run the model. This is the outcome of the model that you can see. This is the outcome. I double check. Okay, this is the outcome of the model. This is the outcome of this model. Yeah, score. Yeah, this is the outcome. Just double check. Yes, this is the outcomes. Yeah, this is the outcome. So actually, this one is called general to specific model. From here you can check general to specific model. So this one is the specific model, right? Specific models, and you can see here. Okay, here C1, C2, C3 are the coefficient of the co-integration model. Okay, here C1, the coefficient is negative sign, so that is good, and the p-value is significant. That is also good, meaning that this coefficient must be negative and the p-value must be significant. So it is here. But C2, you see that the sign is positive, that is not good, and it is not significant, that is also not good. C3, sign is positive, but it is significant, that is a good sign. But out of these three, only C1 follow the rule. That means C1 actually is C1 actually excuse me, C1 actually is the right, because it is the negative and it is significant. But other two is not following the standard guideline. Okay, out of three, if two follow the standard guideline, then we can accept the model. Out of three, if two follow the normal guideline, then we can accept the model. But here only C1 is following the guideline, that coefficient must be negative and the probability must be significant. So only one follow, other two do not follow. And C1, C2, C3, this one actually long run coefficient. This talk about long run, not short run. So here, since only one follow, other two do not follow, meaning that our four endogenous variables such as GDP, HI, then cons and LR, these four variables may not have long run associationship. I'm telling again, out of three, only one is fine, but other two is not fine, meaning that our four endogenous variable such as GDP, HI, cons and LR may not have long run associationship. But if out of three, if two follows the normal guideline, then we can say yes, our four endogenous variable have long run associationship. But here only one. So our four variables probably do not have long run associationship. So we are not happy about it, right? We are not happy about this. Okay. Then we see about short run. Short run from C8. C8 actually is the short run coefficient. C9, C10 until C28, all are short run coefficient, not long run coefficient. From C8 until C28, all are short run coefficient, not long run. Okay, so now we check C8, is it significant? What is C8? C8 is here. Why it is C8? C8. This one, right? C8. This one. C8 is significant, right? Okay. Now C8, is it significant? No, it is not significant. Then C9. Yes, it is significant. That is C9. That is this one. C9 is significant. That means housing spending can affect our GDP in the short run. But the problem is that the sign has become negative. But this sign should be positive. So we are not happy about it. Why? Because when the housing spending goes up, GDP also goes up. And when the housing spending goes down, GDP also goes down. So there should be a positive associationship. But here the associationship has been negative. So we cannot accept these results. Okay, then what about C10, not significant. C11, not significant. C12, yes, it is significant. But what is C12? C12 means housing investment, right? C12. Okay, this is C12. It is significant, but the problem is that the sign is negative. So we cannot accept the result. The sign should be positive, right? Then C17, significant. What is C17? Yes, cons, right? Cons, C17. It is significant, but the sign is negative, right? The sign is negative, but it should be positive. Why? When the consumption goes up, GDP should goes up, and when consumption goes down, GDP goes down. So the coefficient sign should be positive, but here it is negative. So we are not happy about the model and we cannot accept this model. Okay, then C19. What is happening? C19. It is significant. Why is C19? This one, right? Yes, C19. Okay. Okay. C19. It is significant plus the sign is negative. The sign is negative. We are happy about the model. Why? Because the lending rate and GDP should be negative associationship. The rate, the rate and GDP should be negative. That so far we have seen uh, because because what is happening when the lending rate goes up, then GDP goes down, right? And when the lending rate goes down, right, lending rate from the bank goes down, then GDP goes up. So the associationship should be negative, not positive. But here it has been here here C19 has been negative. So it is desirable. So this one we are happy about it. Then C20 this one. Okay. Also the same thing, the lending rate, C20 lending rate, it is significant and plus the sign is negative, so we are happy about it, right? Then C21 also significant and sign is negative, so we are happy about it. Then talk about C22 not significant, C23 not significant, C24 not significant. Okay, what is C24? C24 actually is the dummy variable. You can see from here, dummy variable, that is C24. Okay, and it is not significant. What does it mean? C24 is not significant. It means that financial crisis could not affect our economy, or financial crisis has no effect on the GDP. GDP means our economy. That means the financial crisis that happened in 1997, 1998 and 1999, that could not affect our economy because the dummy variable has not become significant, right? So that means financial crisis could not affect our economy. Okay. Then C25 not significant, C26 not significant, C27 not significant, C28 not significant, right? So only few short run coefficient found significant. Okay, now we shall check how is this model. That means as a whole, whether the model is good or bad. That means from the statistical point of view, whether this model is good or bad. That we want to check now.